Today's project is this Farm Fresh 1991 Honda Cub EZ90. It was in a family for a while. They rode it around a bunch and sat it in a barn, and then one of the nephews or grandkids, one of them, tried to get it running again. They pulled all the plastics off to get to the carb, and they did a clean on the carb but never put it back together. So when I got it, everything was pulled apart. I went ahead and put everything back on there just so I could see what we had and what was missing. And the only thing was this trunk lid cover that was missing. It's not too bad. I got a bucket of miscellaneous hardware. We got the, let's pull this seat off real quick. So you can see they pulled the battery box, the air box, and the CDI, which they did not include. But luckily I have a good CDI here, new spark plug, new battery. I put the carb in my ultrasonic cleaner just to make sure it was good. We got our battery box and other pieces that we're gonna put back on. Luckily we have the key. Everything's there to get it running. So let's get it pulled apart, put the new parts back in there, and see if she runs. Got all the panels off, so now we can see what we're working with. It's where our carb mounts right here. There's your throttle. You got your electronic choke. Hopefully that works. Our vacuum line for our gas, and there is our mixer line for oil. All right. It's dirty. Might have to take this out and power wash it. Also noticed missing a fuse. I'll have to get something to put in there. I had to take it outside and hit it with the power washer, and I'm glad I did because it looks a lot better. There was a bunch of grease and grime and dirt built up on there, so that'll make it a little bit cleaner for working on. I have the battery box in my ultrasonic cleaner right now. Next, I'll put the air box in there. So I realized there's supposed to be a little clip, retainer clip, the two screws that hold this in place. And I looked all over the shop and the boxes that came with this, the bucket, and could not find it. And I thought I might have one laying around, but I could not find one anywhere. So anyways, I was getting ready to put it all back together without it. And I just happened to glance, and there it is. Luckily it stayed right there, wedged in there. So there we go. There's the little clip we need. Bonus. Box all cleaned up, cut a filter to go in there. And emptied out the old gas because I'm not sure what and how old it is. Just for those that don't know, these are vacuum operated petcocks. So you still have an on, a run and a reserve. but you got to pull the vacuum from the engine, and that's what gets it flowing. So that's what that little connector is right there. And we'll test that before we hook it up. I put a little 2-stroke oil in the gas just to be safe, to make sure we're getting some oil to the cylinder until our oil pump clears the air out of its line and we know it's getting mixed. Better safe than sorry. Might get a little extra smoke that way, but that way we know it's getting some oil. All right, so we are ready to see what happens. All right, we got lights. Oil light will go off as long as you got enough oil in there. Side stand light will not go off until you put the side stand up, and a lot of people mess up with these bikes and never realize that you have to have the side stand up to start these. Big electrical issue with these is this brake. Normally you have to have the brake pulled to start it so it doesn't take off on you. These go bad, and so you just loop the wires. All right, we're on run. Let's give it a fire. And right now I am checking to make sure this petcock is pushing fuel, so I don't have it hooked up to the carb just yet. So I'll turn it on, put a rag here because we're gonna spill fuel. And it's coming out, perfect. All right, so we know our petcock is working. Let's go ahead and hook that up to the carb. All right, that's on there. I still have my, I don't know if y'all can see this, my oil injection line is off of the carb. I'm leaving that off because we got premix in here right now. So I'm gonna wait until I start seeing some oil coming out of here before I hook it back up to the carb, because I just wanna get the air out and make sure it's actually working. Take a few cranks to get gas into the carb. Should start here soon, hopefully. I'll put this on reserve, make sure. We can check for spark, which I'll do in just a second, but I'm going to adjust this carb because I'm not sure where the adjustment is at. We know we're getting fuel. All right, let's see. Side stand up. Good. And then you can see, starting to see some oil come out of there, so we'll go ahead and hook that back up. Our oil injection works. That's a good thing. Got a little rattle, but I think it's just something loose under there. We'll double check that. Time for a test ride. All right, threw the seat on there, and that should be enough to at least take it for a test ride. And it is about to storm, so hopefully we can get this done real quick. There we go. That's awesome. When you buy them and they're all in pieces and the carb's off, you kind of wonder, is something else wrong? But sure enough, he was telling me the truth. It runs and rides good. Needs a little tuning, I'll do that. I'll clean up the plastics, get those thrown on there. I don't think I'm gonna go much further than just getting the plastics cleaned up and on here. I got people reaching out all the time that want these in kind of a project mode, so I'll kind of sell it clean, running, riding, and let them decide if they just want to leave it as a pit bike or if they strip it down and fully restore it. I'll leave that up to them. Keep the price lower. I just like to get it running so I know what I'm selling somebody. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this. Catch y'all on the next one.